What's going on, everybody? It's your host, Dr. Splash. And today we're introducing the final boss of my Versus Battle series, okay? This will be the definitive battle series, where I take two characters who have been definitively scaled on my channel in my other playlist, the Definitive Scaling series, and then I will take both of their fully fleshed out, scaled versions, and then I will put them against each other, okay? So if you are a fan of the full batch of information, you get all the little fucking feat statements, everything you could get, you're gonna adore this, okay? It's gonna be long form, super long, extremely detailed, all sources cited. You should have a blast if that's what you're into, so smash the like button if you love it, and prepare for Splash Sunday, which is tomorrow, where we will have a video marathon. Now, without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all. If you want to show some love and support, hit me up on the Discord to talk business, and you can also donate for Splash Sunday tomorrow. But without further ado, let's get into this definitive battle. Nightwing versus Daredevil. Starting off with Daredevil issue 225, 1985. Daredevil confronts Vulture, a Spider-Man rogue, and swiftly beats him unconscious. Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man, issue 110, 1985. Daredevil beats an angry Spider-Man unconscious who was trying to take him out with each strike. Daredevil, issue 233, 1986. Daredevil dismantles Nuke, a super soldier rogue comparable to Captain America himself. In this fight, Daredevil stops using nerve strikes because against super soldiers, they aren't exactly effective, but instead, he tries to break bones instead. Daredevil, issue 238, 1986. Daredevil was able to change his own scent when he realized he was being followed. His close quarter combat proved useful as the person following him turned out to be Sabretooth. And Daredevil threw Creed through several cement walls and proved to be faster as well, easily hanging with him in combat. Amazing Spider-Man, issue 287, 1986. Spider-Man goes into Hell's Kitchen, looking for a fight with Daredevil, and he gets it. Daredevil has tech that can negate Spidey sense, not that it is needed because Spidey couldn't even sense at the time that Daredevil was using a fat suit disguised as Kingpin. Meanwhile, that trick would never work on Daredevil. Spider-Man needed to restrain Daredevil and still couldn't put him down for good. Daredevil also saved Spider-Man's life mid-fight. Daredevil, issue 245, 1987. Black Panther tries to stop Daredevil from doing his job. Unfortunately for Mr. Panther, it does not go well for the King of Wakanda as Daredevil puts the beats on him and does the race to handle his business. Daredevil's a menace, guys. I'm telling you, lock in. Daredevil, issue 249, 1987. Wolverine couldn't even sense that Daredevil was tracking him. Punisher, issue 10, 1988. Punisher is trying to bring down a criminal. Problem is, this is on Daredevil's turf, and he has to learn that the hard way. Daredevil beats him senseless without much effort and leaves with the criminal in hand. Thor, issues 392 to 393. Daredevil battles an injured but enraged Hogun, a member of the Warriors 3 and champion of Asgard itself. Although he's not at his peak, Hogun is far stronger than almost anyone Daredevil could possibly normally encounter, and being a champion of Asgard speaks to thousands, if not infinite years of experience given it's beyond time and space. The fact Daredevil performed as well as he did is extremely impressive. Saga of the Submariner, issue 9, 1989. Namor considers Daredevil to be the most courageous out of anyone he's ever encountered. Keep in mind, this includes the Fantastic Four and the Avengers. Daredevil, issue 269, 1989. Before fighting Blob, it looks like he used nerve strikes with his batons to stop Pyro. Amanda steps in to help him with Blob, who damn near killed Daredevil, yet Daredevil was able to keep fighting after getting hit. Keep in mind, this is a Blob that took out Vision and went toe-to-toe with Hercules. Daredevil, issue 270, 1989. Daredevil sensed Blackheart before Spider-Man could. He also reacts faster than Spider-Man to shield him from an explosion of debris. It's obviously impressive Daredevil could outmaneuver Blackheart as well. Daredevil issue 270, 1989. Daredevil, in another instance, censors the dangers of Mephisto while Spider-Man couldn't. And you will see a history that I'm trying to prove here of how insane the hacks of Daredevil are, even compared to someone as broken as Spider-Man. Daredevil Annual Number 5, 1989. Daredevil fights a mind-controlled Spider-Man and considers it to be easy, even overpowers him at one point. The key takeaway here would be that Daredevil's senses are at least equal to Spidey's sense in combat when going toe-to-toe. Daredevil Annual Number 5, 1989. Daredevil again senses and reacts to danger faster than Spider-Man can. Daredevil issue 275 to 276. Ultron stun blasts Daredevil and Karnak. Daredevil was the first to get up between the two, with Karnak being an Inhuman fighter. Daredevil issue 276. Ultron actually analyzed Daredevil to possibly be the perfect peak of humanity. Daredevil issue 281, 1990. After Hell split open, Daredevil fell through a hole, and every step he takes seems to shift through different planes of existence. He now spends his time fighting off demons and marching towards Mephisto himself. Daredevil, issue 281, 1990. Easily probably the most impressive feat no one talks about for Daredevil. Silver Surfer sensed Mephisto making moves way after Daredevil himself did. This literally means Daredevil's senses at this point were superior to even Surfer's cosmic awareness. Daredevil, issue 281, 1990. Daredevil's resolve makes him untouchable to the demons of Mephisto's realm. They simply can't do shit with him. Daredevil, issue 282, 1990. Daredevil can see the hell that reflects Mephisto's actual internal mind. Blackheart is using Daredevil as a way to defeat Mephisto himself. Daredevil, issue 282, 1990. Daredevil faces Mephisto after successfully passing a test. Silver Surfer shows up to send the heroes home and battle Mephisto, who is still obsessed with Daredevil. The comprehension of what Daredevil says is something too horrible for Mephisto to even withstand at the end. This man aura farmed on Mephisto before he left hell. It was insane. Captain America 375, 1990. Captain America's super soldier serum throws off Daredevil's senses. Not to mention Daredevil is still recovering from his encounter with Mephisto. He eventually crumbles, but he put up a very good fight while weakened against Captain America. This was a paranoid Captain America who thought the Avengers would use Daredevil to bring him in. Daredevil, issue 290, 1991. The identity of Daredevil was taken by Bullseye, so Daredevil dresses as Bullseye. In this long, prolonged fight, Daredevil wins. He even was able to play mind games with Bullseye, who's one of the best mind game players in all of Marvel. Daredevil, issue 293, 1991. Daredevil is forced into a fight with Taskmaster because of Punisher, and the fight ends abruptly when Taskmaster backflips into oncoming traffic like a fucking idiot. Then he does his best to save Taskmaster's life by preventing Punisher from killing him. Daredevil, issue 293, 1991. Daredevil puts a beatdown on Frank Castle and tells him hunting season in his city is closed. Daredevil, issue 295, 1991. Daredevil pretty easily clears several members of the Hand by himself. Daredevil, issue 295, 1991. Daredevil tanks the penance stare intended for a ninja from the Hand. Gains knowledge on the Hand as a result. Daredevil issue 296, 1991. Izanami is possessed by a devil, and the crucifix that Daredevil wears is wrapped around a spear after a scuffle. This leads to Daredevil using the spear to exorcise the devils from the undead Izanami. Daredevil issue 300, 1991. Daredevil and Kingpin brawl through New York, as Kingpin is running from the law, and his only hope of freedom is destroyed by Daredevil after the fight's over. Unless I missed something, this is the first time Daredevil in comic history has defeated Kingpin in a straight-up fight. Daredevil Annual number 8, 1992. This leads us to believe Bullseye had adamantium bones throughout his body, not just in one part, thus making Daredevil's fights with him insanely impressive. Daredevil issue 309, 1992. Daredevil stalemates Punisher, but is losing patience with Frank. He insinuates Frank's blood will get spilled someday, obviously showing Daredevil holds back. Daredevil issue 317, 1993. Daredevil and Taskmaster exchange hands until the fight is interrupted by the legendary Stiltman. Daredevil issue 327, 1994. He actually demonstrates faster than reaction times than Captain America when confronting him. Daredevil issue 329, 1994. His weapon was actually able to hold back the Iron Fist in a fight. Daredevil issue 330, 1994. He was able to catch Gambit, who was trying to sneak up on him, with Gambit being one of the sneakiest and most agile characters in Marvel. Amazing Spider-Man issue 396, 1994. Spider-Man was tracking Daredevil for 3 nights, and Daredevil knew the entire time, eventually telling Spider-Man to come out. Spectacular Spider-Man issue 219, 1994. Spider-Man is poisoned, and they need to find the antidote quick. Daredevil meditates and scans the entire city to pinpoint where it is. If this doesn't prove his senses are above Spidey sense, nothing really will convince you. Daredevil issue 360, 1997. Daredevil catches Absorbing Man's wrecking ball and shatters his side with it. This is an incredible feat of strength for Daredevil. He used his radar sense to find a weakness in the Diamond Absorbing Man. Daredevil issue 4, 1998. He was casually able to deal with Black Widow and take a baby from her that she was holding. Daredevil 49, 2003. Daredevil was able to beat Bullseye senseless after deflecting several of his attacks. Obviously, this is of note given Bullseye's accuracy. Daredevil issue 50, 2003. Daredevil is tired of playing games and beats Kingpin senseless. Then he crashes him through a shop window with a car to send a message to all of Hell's Kitchen about the devil. The Punisher, issue 34, 2003. Wolverine absolutely goes berserk. Even Spider-Man, at this point, couldn't restrain him. After Spider-Man is knocked out, Daredevil one-taps Logan for being a dickhead. The Punisher, issue 35, 2003. While Spider-Man and Wolverine fall victim to Punisher's traps, Daredevil gets around them and beats Punisher senseless. Punisher issue 37, 2003. Punisher considers Daredevil the only smart one out of him, Spider-Man, and Wolverine. Daredevil issue 56, 2004. By the way, one of my favorite moments ever for Daredevil. When a wave of violence, never before seen in Marvel's New York, swept the city, Daredevil took over for weeks, fighting everywhere and everyone all at once, shedding blood throughout the entire city and making it known the devil was there to stop them all. Daredevil issue 65, 2004. In a confrontation with Punisher, Daredevil completely outclassed Frank Castle. Wolverine issue 24, 2005. Wolverine references how street tiers like Daredevil have to be the best because they don't get superpowers or tech protecting them. He also thinks this makes Daredevil literally too dangerous. After a brief exchange, Wolverine loses the fight to Daredevil. Secret Wars issue 2, 2004. In the S.H.I.E.L.D. operations database, Daredevil is classified only one level below Spider-Man, Blade, and Captain America, who are either super soldiers or metahumans. Daredevil vs. Punisher issue 1, 2005. Punisher says Daredevil boxing alone can bring down a champ, and that when compared to Punisher, Daredevil is simply always faster. Amazing Spider-Man issue 600, 2009. Daredevil smashes through Hydro Man and throws Blindside through a window. These kind of villains are beneath someone of Daredevil's caliber at this point. Amazing Spider-Man 600, 2009. Daredevil is among the highlighted individuals in history who have concussed Dr. Octopus with one punch, including the likes of Omega level beings, and just absolute monsters, Ultron included. We also see Big Daredevil among them. Daredevil issue 506, 2009. The Hand knows sending soldiers literally is essentially useless against Daredevil. Daredevil Cage Match number 1, 2010. This is a boxing match between Daredevil and Luke Cage, which Daredevil called him to. And Daredevil runs circles around Luke, but he realizes Luke's been poisoned. And when he tries to warn Luke, he ends up taking a huge shot. He gets up, but he's hurt. Luke was throwing shots heavy enough to cave the actual ring in, obviously anticipating Daredevil would move, but this time he didn't. The fight continues with both men hurt, and the comic ends in a Rocky-like sequence, which is insane for Daredevil. Shadowland issue 1, 2010. This is when we get Beast-infected Daredevil, one of the dopest runs ever. Daredevil dismantles Bullseye, who already knew Daredevil was about to kill him. Shadowland issue 3, 2010. Makes quick work of Iron Fist and Shang-Chi. Shrugs off a hit from Spider-Man to then shock him with his agility. Spidey then gets taken out by Mary. Shadowland issue 3, 2010. Iron Fist says Daredevil has never been a match in martial arts for the Iron Fist, especially since he mastered his arts completely. But now, Daredevil can take him and Shang-Chi out easily. Shadowland issue 3, 2010. Daredevil is a vessel for the Beast himself, the monster that goes against God. Shadowland Moon Knight number 2, 2010. Moon Knight's mind is breached, and he sees the Beast itself. It's described to be the most powerful entity Moon Knight has ever come across. This would include his own Khonshu, who, using Supermoon status, was able to beat the likes of Thor. Okay, shit gets real. Shadowland issue 4, 2010. Shrugs off Wolverine's claws going through his chest and knocks away Spider-Man pretty easily. Shadowland issue 4, 2010. Spider-Man, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Shang-Chi, Punisher, and Elektra all try to hold him down, only to be thrown off by the power of Beast Daredevil. Shadowland issue 5, 2010. After knocking out all the heroes, Beast Daredevil absorbs Ghost Rider's Hellfire. Shadowland issue 5, 2010. Iron Fist knew the only way to stop the Beast was to awaken Murdock again. Murdock spiritually overpowers the Beast itself, taking back his body, and then disappears. Daredevil Reborn issue 2, 2011. Daredevil's senses are all around superhuman. This is aside from his radar sense. New Avengers issue 16, 2011. Daredevil fights off Red Skull's Blitzkrieg alone for the most part, while various heroes tell us what they know about him. Hawkeye starts off by saying he's definitely Avengers material, but Luke Cage goes a bit further. He says Daredevil has lost and sacrificed more than anyone who knows, which would include any hero in Marvel New York. He also says Daredevil is one of the greatest to ever do it. It's not about him being Avenger material, but are the Avengers Daredevil material. New Avengers 16, 2011. He officially joins the Avengers, which, might surprise people given it's 2011. But yeah, he officially links up with them. Daredevil issue 1, 2011. He sent spots opening a rift in space through a nearly impossible to perceive shift in the echo of music. Daredevil issue 1, 2011. Further confirmed he can sense the rifts in space-time through his radar sense, managing to steal a kiss from a crime lord's wife at a wedding while saving the girl from Spots. He then willingly goes into Spots' dimension. Daredevil issue 1, 2011. His conversation with Stu the hot dog man implies he actually off-paneled Spots. Daredevil issue 1 and 2, 2011. Captain America does everything he can to actually blind Daredevil. Daredevil still reacts and can contend with him. Amazing Spider-Man issue 677, 2012. Spider-Man considers his struggles to be less than what someone like Daredevil has to deal with. He thinks of Daredevil whenever he's faced with adversity. Daredevil challenges Spider-Man to a game of chicken, which Spider-Man loses because he broke the fall first. Amazing Spider-Man issue 677, 2012. Another example of Daredevil's senses being superior to the Spidey sense. Daredevil issue 8, 2012. Not only did he get out of the rubble first, but he saved Spidey from Black Cat's torture and pinned her pretty easily, also rizzing the shit out of her. Daredevil issue 8, 2012. Yet another example of Daredevil having better senses than Spider-Man. Are you sensing a pattern, my friends? Daredevil issue 9, 2012. Daredevil could tell the hostage had minutes to live by reading the chemicals in his sweat with his senses. New Avengers issue 20, 2012. He was able to dodge Wolverine, arrows from Hawkeye, and knocks out Scarlet Witch while directing Spider-Man all at the same time. New Avengers 23, 2012. Was able to knock out Wolverine, who Iron Fist was unable to KO. Avengers vs. X-Men issue 4, 2012. This fight with Psylocke that Daredevil had is ruled a draw, but Daredevil is more focused on saving her life. She couldn't use her telepathy because going into his mind overloaded hers and almost knocked her out, which is impressive. Daredevil Annual Number 1, 2012. Daredevil one-shots Hex after he feels he's running out of time. Hex has hypersenses, and Strange describes him to be so good, nothing should ever get close to him, let alone touch him. The fact Daredevil even hit him is what shocked him so much that he got knocked out. New Avengers issue 32, 2012. Another example of Daredevil sensing things when Spider-Man can't. Daredevil Dark Knights issue 4, 2013. Gets caught off guard by Shocker after a bunch of confusion from seeing with a gremlin, but still he was able to no-diff him. Indestructible Hulk number 10, 2013. Hulk has gone berserk in a Hydra weapons cache. Their most dangerous technology is in here, and Daredevil has to avoid the Green Giant while putting it to use to keep him from leveling most of New York. He survives the overheating explosion of a weapon that knocked the Hulk back. Daredevil issue 30, 2013. He tackled the shit out of Silver Surfer and threw him through a window for hurting one of his clients. Superior Spider-Man Team Up issue 10, 2014. No sells a shot from Superior Spider-Man, who literally is not known for holding back. Daredevil issue 7, 2018. Went toe-to-toe with Shuri in the heart of Wakanda and was just fine. Daredevil issue 12, 2016. Defeats the Inhuman fighter Karnak, which, by the way, this fight was pretty straightforward, so an incredibly impressive W. Daredevil issue 16, 2017. Daredevil deflects Bullseye's bullet, and as per usual, proceeds to beat him senseless. Doctor Strange issue 21, 2017. It is confirmed that Daredevil can even sense magic itself. Doctor Strange issue 21, 2017. Daredevil has magical items like the Eternal Blade locked away in certain security deposit boxes, and he has items like this that are extra dimensional in nature that he can access when he needs to. Daredevil issue 599, 2018. Daredevil again shows he can scan the entire city if he needs to. Daredevil issue 4, 2019. Frank implies that if Daredevil did in fact become a killer, he would surpass Punisher himself. War of the Realms, issue 3, 2019. Heimdall tells Daredevil he enjoyed watching him run around Hell's Kitchen, but now Daredevil has to repair and guide the Bifrost. By picking up Hofund, his senses will only travel where gods have. This proves how powerful Daredevil's senses are that they would prepare him for a feat of this magnitude. War of the Realms number 3, 2019. He's still human while perceiving all of the universe and events of War of the Realms. He's also fighting off dark elves while this is happening, and it starts to break him. War of the Realms, War Scrolls issue 1, 2019. Daredevil has to use his experience with enhanced senses to focus and filter out everything he can sense from 10 realms to pinpoint the weaknesses and what he's encountering. This is just fucking insane if you're asking me. War of the Realms, War Scrolls 2, 2019. Daredevil brawls with Fisk, who is amped by the Dark Elves, but Fisk realizes beating the Dark Elves would help him become mayor. He thanks Daredevil for this realization and scrap. War of the Realms, War Scrolls number 3, 2019. Daredevil defeats Cursed, who he says was as strong as Hulk but more vicious. He does this by whispering Curse's true name. He then is able to save the children from Malekith. Daredevil issue 20, 2020. Runs through Crossbones and Rhino with no difficulty shortly after reclaiming his identity as Daredevil. Daredevil issue 27, 2021. Was able to resist Null's mental attack. Devil's Reign issue 1, 2021. Purple Man made it so everyone in the world forgot Daredevil's true identity, thus returning him to immersion. Daredevil issue 5, 2013. In a fight with U.S. Agent, Daredevil absolutely beat the shit out of him and ran his chain. Daredevil issues 7 through 8, 2023. Daredevil is a soldier of God and goes to war against beast-possessed Punisher, who has killed Ares, by the way, and after a long battle, he eventually defeats him. Daredevil issue 10, 2023. He's wanted for breaking the law and the Avengers are raiding the Castle of the Fist. He has to get through Spider-Man if he wants to escape, so he overrides his Spidey sense, and with being amplified by the magic of the Fist, he's able to contend with Spider-Man physically. Eventually, he has to use Spider's webs against him and uses a nerve pinch to knock him out long enough to retreat. Daredevil issue 12, 2023. Daredevil passes the torch to Elektra and goes on to face the Beast one last time. Daredevil issue 12, 2023. After sacrificing himself against Elektra, he has become the Hand of God and walks into the realm of the Beast alone. Daredevil issue 13, 2023. It's revealed while the Hand serves the Beast, the Fist serves his sister. Daredevil breaks Foggy out of the prison in the realm of the Beast. Daredevil issue 13, 2023. Daredevil stays in the realm to defeat the Beast and his sister. Foggy and the other souls walk free while he's left behind after his victory. Daredevil issue 1, 2023. Elektra was possessed by a demon. Matt purges the demon from her. He's still the Fist of God even after being reborn. Daredevil issue 2, 2023. Matt recaps the events that led him to where he is. He says this is what God has always wanted and planned for him. Daredevil issue 4, 2024. Beats Bullseye up, but he was late to the job. It seems that Daredevil says he doesn't have the same edge that he used to. Daredevil issue 5, 2024. She-Hulk becomes possessed. Daredevil is able to seemingly stop her, and he actually was throwing her around and into a pole, which momentarily knocks her out, and then allowing him to purge her of the demons. Daredevil 6, 2024. Strange revealed that devils actually followed Matt out of hell. Matt then reveals those devils are mortal sins, such as gluttony and envy. Daredevil issue 7, 2024. Daredevil purges the Lust Devil from Wolverine in a very hard battle. And with that, we conclude the modern day Daredevil best feats, statements, and moments.
Now, first up, we will start with Beast Boy issue 3. Nightwing is shown in the modern era more than capable of keeping up with shapeshifters that should scale to metahumans like Beast Boy. Titans issue 20. Nightwing was actually able to catch Wally while he is racing around at super speeds. Now, I will be very clear about this, and I think I'm clear in every time Nightwing's mentioned. You should get comfortable with the fact that he is faster than Batman, okay? Like, he just is. Batman issue 600. Batman and Nightwing go on to exchange blows. Nightwing seems relative, but not exactly on the same level of Batman in this battle, in this back and forth. However, the fact he's going toe-to-toe with him is stupid impressive, as not many characters in serious moments can do this with Batman. Nightwing issue 67. Nightwing has tasers in his suit strong enough to stun Amygdala, who, of course, metahuman levels. And this is something also that's consistent. People try to downplay Batman and the Robins to just, quote, human level. Fuck that noise, okay? It's just ridiculous. Outsiders issue 2. Nightwing is capable of blitzing gorillas from Gorilla City, who were controlled by Gorilla Grodd, a flash op. Like, that is ridiculous. Outsiders issue 5. Nightwing has gas bombs and a gas mask he can deploy at any time. By the way, I'm planning on doing a Nightwing versus Marvel's New York because the Punisher one's going crazy. Do y'all want to see that or Batman versus Marvel's New York? Or both? But which one do you want to see more? Let me know. Outsiders issue 6. Nightwing is able to blitz Brother Blood, who has battled Raven before. He is caught off guard by a huge shock, but was still conscious. Nightwing issue 89. Amygdala is on a rampage after a building exploded, and Nightwing takes a clean shot as he's punched into the fire but comes leaping back out, only trying to calm the powerhouse down. Now, something he's not given enough credit for, Nightwing has plenty of excellent durability feats. He's not just quick, he's tough as a bitch. Nightwing issue 90. After losing his friends in a terrorist attack, Nightwing's bloodlusted and in one night starts to torture every major criminal in Bloodhaven, like Brutal, Mouse, Stallion, and the Trigger Twins. Nightwing issue 91. Shrike gets destroyed by a Nightwing who wasn't taking him seriously and was mostly ignoring him during the fight, until Nightwing gets tired of the bullshit and ties him to a pole. Shrike is a high-level assassin in DC, and Nightwing absolutely ran through him. Nightwing issue 92. Nightwing lets Blockbuster beat him senseless to get it all on recording for his arrest. Tarantula is absolutely shocked at how tough and durable Nightwing actually is. Keep in mind, Blockbuster, 100% metahuman, okay? You can't really lowball him, it's kind of hard. Outsiders issue 11. Nightwing spars Arsenal to help him get through trauma. They seem evenly matched, but Arsenal is mentally unstable at the moment, so take what you will of this matchup. You also can't lowball Arsenal, as this is someone who takes up after Green Arrow, who's kind of busted, especially in the modern times. Nightwing issue 93. Nightwing walks Blockbuster down, and it's insinuated he actually could have beaten him to death. Nightwing issue 94. Nightwing has anti-venoms for characters like Copperhead. Aside from that, Copperhead wanted no part of an unarmed Nightwing. He was like, yeah, fuck that. I don't really want that fate. Nightwing issue 95. Nightwing beats up Copperhead and has nets that can actually restrain the metahuman, which is, part of an arsenal of gear I think people sleep on. He can do a lot of work with just his tech alone. Richard Dragon issue 3. Nightwing moves so fast, high-level martial artists consider the possibility he might in fact actually have superpowers. Nightwing issue 97. Nightwing is great at trajectory and marksmanship, showing that he actually has aimbot that a lot of people sleep on. Nightwing issue 98. Criminals like Firefly are actually under the impression that Nightwing kills his targets. This puts fear into almost anyone he encounters, as it's a different dynamic and engagement than someone like Batman, who most presume will not kill. Nightwing issue 98. Nightwing shrugs off a gunshot wound and can still move at full speed while carrying Firefly. Outsiders issue 16. Nightwing absolutely sits in the pocket and is not shook at all when confronted by an angry Black Lightning. And if you guys don't know, Black Lightning's actually strong as a bitch in the comics. So for Nightwing to be like, dude, I don't give a fuck, is actually aura farming elite. Outsider issue 16. Nightwing and Arsenal get into a brawl, which in the middle of, Nightwing is electrocuted and is still able to continue as if nothing happened. His suit obviously seems to be built to absorb strong shocks, which may be why he isn't too scared of someone like Black Lightning. Nightwing issue 100. An injured Nightwing easily defeats Tarantula. Batman issue 636. Nightwing patrols various cities, not just Bloodhaven that he's most associated with. This includes Gotham and New York among that list. Batman issue 636. Nightwing and Batman avoid a point-blank explosion with a few burn marks to show for it. However, this is more impressive when you consider contextually the trap was set by Red Hood. Nightwing issue 101. In a flashback sequence, we see a young Grayson take down Clayface using his tech and his brilliance. Nightwing issue 102. The inspiration of his Nightwing persona actually comes from a Kryptonian vigilante, if you guys don't know, he's super close with Superman and he studies their history, and this is actually something that has influenced him. Nightwing issue 103. The other inspiration for his suit came, of course, from his father, but also Deadman, who no one usually gives a fuck about Deadman, so shout out to Nightwing. Batman issue 637. Nightwing can keep up with an Amazo that has the powers of the Justice League. Him and Batman pulled up, put in work on him, which is absolutely impressive. Nightwing issue 105. Nightwing beats Jason Todd several times over the course of a test that Jason was undergoing. By the way, let me know and get in the comments, smash the like button, all that, if you want to see me rank the Robins. Nightwing issue 112. Nightwing was chosen by Deathstroke to train his daughter Rose. This is probably because Nightwing has traits that Rose can learn from, traits that Deathstroke maybe lacks. Nightwing issue 113. During a mission, Nightwing is tracked by Rose, but he easily shuts her down. Nightwing issue 117. Nightwing gets a drop on Slade and is able to exchange evenly with him. Anyone who knows what Slade, aka Deathstroke, is capable of and what he's done to Nightwing before should know how impressive this is and shows he has growth in the modern times. Justice League or JLA issue 121. Nightwing is willing to die if it means stopping a villain, showing that basically you gotta put him down or completely incapacitate if he thinks that's what it takes to stop you. Outsiders issue 37. Nightwing is completely prepared to go through Superman if he needs to in order to get what he wants, showing he's got that Batman level balls of steels if he needs it. Outsiders issue 38. Nightwing is seen dodging a barrage of lasers at close range for those that try to doubt the speed or you need the super literal light speed bullshit. Wonder Woman issue 165. He throws objects hard enough to decapacitate and completely delimb mythological creatures like a Gorgon, which is incredibly impressive. Teen Titans issue 46. Not only does Nightwing blitz Cassandra Cain to save Slade, but he also one-shots her, okay? And that's something that'll be addressed if I rank the Robins. I think a lot of people misrepresent Cassandra Cain, okay? How she stacks up to others. Nightwing issue 142. Nightwing has tech of his own, like his glider, but he also has access to Batman's tech as well if he absolutely needs it, showing that his arsenal can be far more dangerous than people think. Titans issue 7. Nightwing has restraints strong enough to keep Superboy in check if he is able to get him on them. So basically, if you are taken down and he's able to put these restraints on him, even Superboy is struggling with them, okay? That's incredibly impressive in terms of how strong the restraints are. Nightwing issue 152. Nightwing could sense the League of Assassins behind him. He then proceeded to take out every single assassin that came after him with ease, just absolutely butchering the League. Nightwing issue 152. Nightwing defeats Ra's al Ghul in a sword fight. Not something that many people can actually do. In fact, if you recall in history, Bane, when he attempted to do this, nearly died. So this is incredibly impressive. Superman and Batman issue 55. Nightwing faces off against Batman, who has Superman's powers and actually does fairly well, staggering Batman a few times and even compensating for the speed difference. He also reacted to laser beams and was able to dodge them. Batman issue 687. Nightwing has weapons that can one-shot a walking radiation leak like Dr. Phosphorus, as seen when he had to save Robin. Blackest Night, Batman issue 2. Grayson, aka Batman at this time, has flamethrowers powerful enough to actually put down Black Lantern Blockbuster. Batman issue 688. Grayson is shown regularly sparring with and getting the better of young Damian Wayne, which, no matter how young he is at the time, is stupidly impressive considering how dangerous he is. Batman issue 690. Grayson takes down Super Soldier Blanco by using a variety of martial arts, nerve strikes, and various forms of delivery for both techniques, also clearly showing he easily goes stats for stats with superhumans. Secret 6 issue 9. By the way, one of my favorite Nightwing moments. Bane advises Catman in the Secret 6 to leave before pushing their luck against the likes of Nightwing. Even when they had the numbers in their favor, he told them, yo, I'll pretend I didn't see you tonight. And you guys get out of here, we act like nothing happened. Catman goes Nightwing. we'll, like, all due respect, you're not Batman. Like, we will jump the shit out of you. You can't take us, and we're not even doing anything wrong. All Nightwing says is, well, if I turn around and you are still here, then I guess we are all gonna find out if you are right. And Bane's like, yo, let's just leave. Catman says, fuck that, he's not Batman. And Bane goes, well, if Batman is not here, who else will be Batman? So God help him. And they get out of there, okay? Shout out to big fucking Nightwing in that moment. That was straight aura farming. Y'all want a crash out video on Nightwing? Let me know. Nightwing New 52 issue 2. Nightwing's suit can deliver hundreds of thousands of volts in just a single charge. Nightwing New 52 issue 9. Nightwing gets into a brutal battle with Talon, whose regeneration proved to be too much, but Nightwing still has a great showing against a very high-level martial artist in DC. Nightwing New 52 issue 9. Nightwing defeats Talon in the rematch using his insane IQ. Grayson issue 1. Grayson goes toe-to-toe with Midnighter. They don't seem to be going all out in this exchange, but keep in mind, to fight someone like Midnighter, the advanced supercomputer in his mind, the fact that, like, even without that supercomputer, he can go toe-to-toe with Prometheus while he's injured, it's insane to do so. Grayson issue 2. Grayson's tech blocks any camera from seeing his face and any mind from remembering it. To even have a chance at bypassing this, Midnighter would have to risk death. It's also stated Midnighter can work out any possible outcome in battle and has to really work his mind to figure out all potential outcomes against a character of the caliber of Dick Grayson. Grayson issue 5. It's implied Grayson, the face scrambling tech he has, prevented Midnighter from fully analyzing Grayson's technique, and it's outright shown that if he needs to, Midnighter can't keep pace with Nightwing, especially post-injury. Grayson issue 6. Midnighter with prep, elements of surprise, and home field advantage was not able to actually put down Grayson. It is revealed that Midnighter later just says, you know, I like to enjoy my time working with you, Grayson. You have a nice ass. Sometimes I troll, that's why I don't go all out. But still, multiple times shown he can keep pace with Midnighter, which is crazy. Grayson issue 7. He actually is able to prevent Midnighter from killing targets when they were collaborating. Grayson issue 17. Grayson is capable of getting the better of Grifter, one of the more slept on, quote, street tier metahumans in DC. Grayson issue 18. Grayson toys with Bronze Tiger while barely focusing on their brief scrap, which is incredibly impressive as Bronze Tiger is one of the best martial artists in all of DC. Rebirth Nightwing issue 1. Nightwing actually knows Batman's moves, able to call them out and allowing for Damian to get the drop on Batman in training. Rebirth Nightwing issue 1. Batman thinks Nightwing is so experienced and capable at this point that he could be considered a one-man international strike force. Titans Rebirth issue 1. Nightwing actually gets hit with the Speed Force itself and is able to shrug it off and keep going. Nightwing Rebirth issue 22. Blockbuster catches Nightwing off guard, but we quickly learn that Nightwing has beaten him before. This time, Blockbuster actually wants to hire Nightwing. Nightwing Rebirth issue 23. Nightwing takes down a killer robot capable of analyzing his attack patterns. Despite that, Nightwing still dubbed. Nightwing Rebirth issue 24. Nightwing takes down Shade very fast. Again, he is regularly shown taking on metahumans or characters that scale to metahumans fairly often, especially in modern times. Nightwing Rebirth issue 24. Nightwing is able to turn Magog's best weapons against him in order to win, shortly after he defeats Kid Amazo, one of the more impressive dubs he could get. Nightwing Rebirth issue 24. Nightwing has studied every record of every masked villain in Batman's database. He still does this even to this day. Even villains with steel tech can't keep up with him in the course of battle because of this. Nightwing Rebirth issue 34. Nightwing finally gets the better of Raptor, which is insanely impressive considering how strong and how skilled Raptor is. Nightwing Rebirth issue 34. Nightwing actually has a serum that prevents transformations from occurring. Nightwing Rebirth issue 68. Nightwing gets the better of Talon after re-establishing his no-kill rule, a rule which Talon says prevents Nightwing from being able to defeat him. Batman issue 126. Failsafe has melted through pretty much every superhero team on his way to Batman. Nightwing pulls up on an emergency call and arguably performs the best before putting him down, or being put down rather. Sorry, if he had beat Failsafe, that'd be fucking crazy. Night Terrors, Nightwing issue 1. During a Nightwing sequence, the villains of Arkham believe Nightwing can kill Batman. Beast World issue 2. Nightwing fights a werewolf Batman who has the same abilities but no restraint. He wins and beats him off panel. This is probably the only time he's clearly beaten Batman, who is going all out in this werewolf form. But keep in mind, he's not using the intellect, brains, and strategy of Bruce, but he does have that skill and the werewolf stats, so stupidly impressive. Dark Crisis issue 2. Nightwing gets the better of a mind-controlled Deathstroke. Dark Crisis issue 7. Nightwing breaks free of the Great Darkness and saves Black Adam from Deathstroke. He was helped by the other heroes here, but it's insane that he used his will to do this and that he could also probably do it again. Like, it's straight up broken. Dark Crisis issue 7. Batman confirms Nightwing's willpower was keeping the Great Darkness in check. This puts him up there right with the likes of Batman in terms of humans with the most bullshit plot armor and the most stupidly broken existences in DC. Nightwing Rebirth issue 100. Nightwing defeats KG Beast, and with both calling backup, KG Beast loses again, just straight up loses on multiple fronts. Nightwing Rebirth issue 100. Nightwing has grown so much as a character, the Trinity wanted him to lead the Justice League. Nightwing Rebirth issue 103. After outsmarting Naran, Nightwing is given a new power set as a bribe for what he accomplished. Nightwing Rebirth issue 104. Nightwing's own personal fifth dimensional imp imbued his batons with magical energy that can banish demons back to hell. This even works on Naran himself. We see this after Naran takes away Nightwing's powers to persuade him to sign the contract in order to regain them. Naran is a Helllord that's been scheming since the days of beefing with Spectre, okay? He's a beast. Nightwing Rebirth issue 112. Nightwing's suit can deflect bullets, but it won't stop the kinetic force. He can fight through broken bones, however, with absolutely no hesitation. Nightwing All-In issue 120. Nightwing's batons have built-in lasers that he can use at any time. Nightwing All-In issue 128. His new suit breaks down fifth dimensional energy and his batons can become a staff. Nightwing All-In issue 128. Nightwing is battling against the manifestations of the all-powerful entity Nightmite. I do also want to note, in the recent Night Fight events, it was stated by Batman that when he was going against the Nightwing in this Robin Inc. that was giving him a very hard time, he believed his Robins and his Nightwing could beat the shit out of them. So that's very insane praise. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think of the scaling for modern Nightwing in the comment section down below. Now, to conclude this battle, we will go over 7 categories. I will give who I think wins each category, and I will not let any category be a tie. So definitively, someone's walking away with more points, and then I will say ultimately who I think wins. Now, the categories are speed, AP and striking, durability, intelligence, battle IQ, skill, gear, and hacks. First up for speed. In this category, between Daredevil and Nightwing, I favor Daredevil. I think they are pretty relative off-rip and consistently throughout their narratives in terms of how fast they are. However, where that edge comes is Daredevil also has that super developed radar sense that he couples with the natural brilliance and speed, and thus it allows him to, in my opinion, be slightly faster than Nightwing. Next, we have AP and striking. In this category between the two, I favor the likes of Nightwing. Both of them are capable of taking down some of what we would consider the mid to high tier street tiers with their strikes, but if you were to ask me who's a little bit heavier handed, I would say Nightwing. I think Daredevil's had a little more instances of his AP with his strikes just not really being enough, and that's just not the case more often than not with Nightwing. So here I would actually favor Nightwing. Next we have durability. This is toughness, who can take more, who can endure more. Both are absolute tanks in terms of the street tier meta. However, I favor Daredevil here. He is freakish when it comes to his durability and his inclination to tank some bullshit, so I'm going to favor Daredevil. Next, we have intelligence and battle IQ. While both are certainly brilliant, I do favor Nightwing here. He is not necessarily the tier of Batman in brilliance. However, he's incredibly aware, incredibly alert, super well trained through Batman, and super well trained as the leader of the Titans as well. Someone considered that has honestly just considered being one of the GOATs for his tier in DC, right? Like the Trinity even approached him to be one of the leaders and strategists. So honestly, it's no slight to Daredevil. Nightwing's just one of those guys when it comes to his intelligence and battle IQ. Next, we have skill. In this category, I would favor Nightwing. Now, both of them are incredibly well trained. Both have trained since literal children, with one training under Batman, the other training under the likes of Stick and others. But I just have to go Nightwing here. I think his abilities and his skill as an acrobat since day one, on top of his time as Robin, and then his time as Grayson, and then his time as Nightwing, leading the likes of the Titans, so on and so forth. It's just so much. And yes, Daredevil's a monster. He's gone against some of the most skilled characters in Marvel. So has Nightwing, okay? We're picking minute details here, and ultimately I'm just favoring the second under Batman, okay? I'm favoring Nightwing. Next, we have gear. Here, I favor Nightwing, and I think it's a little easier to argue. I don't think as many people will argue against this. You could argue in terms of their gear for how it defends and how it protects them in terms of their armor. We would call it relative. However, things like being able to send hundreds of thousands of volts through his suit makes Nightwing have a more formidable suit. He has better gear as well in terms of bombs, gases, and the different assortments of gadgets he carries. He has gear adjacent to what Batman has, and he also has access to Batman's gear. So generally, he's walking around, and both their extremist sticks are similar, with Nightwing's having more gadgets inside of it. He just has a little bit better loadout than the likes of Daredevil. I think it's entirely reasonable to say Nightwing takes gear. Then we have hacks. Similar to gear, I don't think people will argue much against the idea of Daredevil just being more hacks. His radar sense and his accident kind of mutating what he's capable of as a human, just overall making him more formidable in this department against someone who's literally just a beast of a human. And of course, it's a comic book human, but nonetheless, there's no real powers for the likes of Nightwing. It's more so just the definition of peak skill and honed physical perfection. And Daredevil is also essentially that, plus his radar sense and the impact from his accident. Also, he's been touched by God before. You could argue he has some attachment and luck and fate hacks through that as well. Being able to purge sins. It gets a little crazy for Mr. Murdoch, okay? But bottom line, should take the hacks department. So, in terms of the 7 major categories, Nightwing takes a slight edge in points, 4 categories to Daredevil's 3. That is also how I would see the conclusion of the battle going. I think this is a hell of a matchup. Both of them going back and forth, each category being very competitive, but Nightwing with the gear edge, with the skill, with his ability to match the toughness and AP, as well as being just as fast, someone who's just a little better in a lot of ways. But Daredevil, of course, it's one of those fights where he could pull it out at any time as well. But if you're asking me my final answer on who I think would win between these two in normal circumstances, them at peak condition for what they usually can do, I probably favor Nightwing. That's my answer. I think Nightwing would win. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Who do you think would win in this matchup? Let me know. I'm excited to see your guys' reaction to this video, and I'm excited to see you guys tomorrow on Splash Sunday. But yeah, anyways, it's been your host, Dr. Splash. And remember, it's Yancey Street, bitches.